Hello, so this is going to talk about shadowed messengers. I'm going to do a couple visual stuff here to kind of explain what I'm talking about in the toolbox so people can see some markings on the ground. The markings on the ground are very good in this fight, so you can get a good idea of where it's safe and where it's not. So for instance, when we see shadowed messengers here, it has always been cardinal safe, and if you look at the arena, you can also see the lines of where the boss sends its the line stuff. So like right here and right here is one, and then 90 degrees is the other. So you can see that the safe spot is right here, and this is the case on all the things. Also, if you look at this diamond marker here later on in the playthrough, you'll see that the out section basically bisects this marker. So you'll also know that this section would be safe. This is, rotated 90 degrees for everything. Shows the safe spots for the first part of this mechanic. This also demonstrates if it's out and light parties in the middle of this mechanic, this should also be the safe spot for that, because the boss is looking to be positioned so that he is parallel with the light clone. And so we're just going to let this play through so people can see what I'm talking about, and then I'll go to the toolbox.
This
Cardinals
is
again.
safe.
I feel
50-50. Afterwards, we will be moving into 3 or 1. Then we'll be moving in. In.
and partners.
Ooh. Partners.
Alright, and so after this, there's what to do with the tethers. I'm going to go to the toolbox for that more so than anything else. So let's get right to it. So here's the toolbox that I'll be linking. The first sections are pretty much the same with what we just saw here. Purple and light. Go to the correct corner. Boss was positioned like this. Then Zayla moves to the corner. AoEs. AoEs. When it's out and light party, it's very simple. When it's in, just move in, and you have this. And so the last thing are the purple tethers, and these are basically the two ways that I'm presenting. This is the first one. These AoEs are actually very accurate according to how it looks like on the map. These are the diamonds. If you were to go back here, the diamonds that are, this is not the right one. The diamonds that are right here and here, opposite from each other, appear to be just large enough, or just a big enough distance so that if we have one group on one and the tank on another, then there's no issues. Obviously, if you're trying to play super safe, you just move back a little bit on each side. But this is the option that I would propose because this makes the movement the easiest. If we're looking for the mega safe option, we can have the group go in the center and the tank fuck off into Narnia. Or this far marker also works, but they could also just move out far here. The detriments to this are more movement overall. So for an example, if we are positioned like this for partners, all that would need to happen is that my light party could reconvene in between each other. So for instance here in relative movement, that would be 3. And then the DPS can move in, the healer can move into 3, and the tank, whatever one has to go, would go to 1 in this scenario. Obviously this could be flipped 90 degrees if we had the other stuff. There is an argument of doing DB all the time for inwards of D here would be, the group that's soaking the AoE, and B would be that, but that ends up being a bit more movement. I think relative movement here is very fluid, and so we can just do that. Both of them are options. We can try both of them out and see how it goes. But this was pretty easy solve in how to do this, since we after raid figured out how to deal with the light soak. And so that's really that. Again, please look through the footage, seeing the mechanics on Calvin's stream, and see how useful these diamonds are and these lines are. It will make life a lot simpler so you're not dying to random stuff.